Today we are here in front of this house in the River Oaks area in Houston. Here is where the Egyptian-American billionaire Fayez Sarofim used to live with his wife, Susan. Mr. Sarofim was born in Cairo in 1929. He was born into old nobility in Egypt. He was from a very wealthy family. His father was an aristocrat and an agricultural magnate in Egypt, who also had enormous feudal cotton farms in North Africa. He was part of the political and wealthy elite in modern Cairo. Mr. Sarofim inherited part of his father's fortune. He moved to the US in 1946 and became an American citizen in 1961. So after obtaining a couple of university degrees, one from the University of California and another one from Harvard, he took a job with the Anderson Clayton Cotton Company here in Houston. In 1958, with some of the money he inherited from his father, about $100,000, he founded his own investment company in Houston. And after that, he grew to be part of the Forbes Billionaires list for many years. Here in Houston, Mr. Sarofim got the nickname the Sphinx because he was from Egypt and because of his enigmatic demeanor. He was part owner of the Houston Texans, the NFL team. He was also an arts patron and acquired a lot of American art throughout the years. He also donated millions of dollars to many causes. But Mr. Sarofim passed away in May 2022. He was 93 years old. He had a net worth estimated in the billions of dollars, and his company oversaw more than $30 billion in assets. But why we're talking about this house and his late owner? Well, with Mr. Fayez passing, this house is now in the market. So if you're looking for a house in the River Oaks with historic value, contact me. The house is about 7,800 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, has 4 fireplaces, and sits in 1.6 acres of land. The second reason we are talking about this property and its owner has to do with history and with the next property we are visiting in this video. This house was designed by the architect Birdsall Briscoe, one of the most well-known architects in the early days of River Oaks, and was completed in 1937. In addition, this house was originally designed for the second-generation oil man Curtis McCallum. Another piece of history to this property here in Houston. Yet, another detail to note about this property is that Briscoe's projects were normally light and graceful. But this property here, because of the project was done for the oil man, brought more amplitude and authority. Now let's go visit the second property Mr. Fayez owned here in River Oaks. So Mr. Fayez also owned the property that we're gonna visit right now, but he did not live there, and the property sat empty for about 20 years. He only used it for entertaining. The house that sat here was designed in 1937-1938 by John Staub, another renowned architect here in Houston. John Staub, together with Birdsall Briscoe, were the 2 architects of the wealthy Houstonians in the early 1900s. Especially after the Spindletop oil gusher in 1901 and the opening of the Houston Canal in 1914, which generated a big economic growth and also a huge growth in population in Houston. After Mr. Sarofim's passing in May 2022, this house also went on the market. So, in October of 2022, the property was sold to Jim Crane, the owner of the Astros team in Houston, our baseball team. And this house here had about 15,000 square feet, had 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, 5 half bathrooms, and the lot about 143,000 square feet. So that's the thing. Mr. Jim Crane, after paying $24 million for the property, decided to have it demolished which happened just now recently on the last week of July 2023, bringing a lot of comments and controversy. On one side, some residents thought it was unwise to bring down a house of such a historic significance and architectural value. On the other side, Mr. Crane's assessors apparently informed that the house needed a lot of repairs and a lot of corrections to be put up to city code, which is very possible for a house that was not occupied for about 20 years. Take a look at the house that was sold for $24 million to Mr. Crane. Come with me. Look at this. As we can see here, we can see the value of the land because the property starts here and goes all the way to this black and green fence. It's huge. Let's see if we can take a look inside. You see the house, everything, the amenities, all gone. A piece of history of Houston and of River Oaks demolished to give space to a brand new construction. This property was the most recent piece of history of River Oaks to be demolished, and the number of demolitions apparently have increased recently. Now that we explored the historical significance of these two remarkable properties, I want to hear from you. What do you think is better? What would you prefer for yourself? A historical property with architectural value, or you prefer a brand new, fresh construction? I'm curious to know your perspective in this matter. Do you lean towards architectural preservation and architectural heritage, or you lean towards a brand new, fresh, updated construction? I'm Marco Marini. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me your input, send me your comments below.